everybody, it's Jen, and bear with me, I hate to do videos, so this is probably going to be one of those incredibly rare times that you see me do this, but after a day of working at C3, doing some phone calls and emails with board members, setting up a brand new resource that we've got out, our TSM resource library, and taking care of some keychains and DVDs, getting them in the mail, I decided it was a good day to go out and do a little yard work. So, as I was working on my nemesis in my yard, my Mexican sunflower, which can grow to an ungodly height, and if left unchecked, is just a bear. It will grow and grow, and it will take over the yard, and at the first sign of a storm, a little bit of wind, and it will knock over and start growing horizontally, taking over even more of the yard. You're probably wondering, what on earth does this have to do with anything? Well, one of the things I'm always trying to do are find more different and interesting ways to relate some of the processes of recovery in the C3 Foundation and the Sinclair method to everyday things so that we can take the stigma out of addiction and take the stigma out of recovery and take away the overwhelm that is a lot of times included in all of those things. So I could easily attack one of these plants with one tool, similar to how many people try to take recovery on a one-size-fits-all basis. Now, I've got a really great little hand clipper. It's small, fits in my hand nicely, and it makes things go really quick. You know, it's tiny as such. Now, the thing is, if I try to take on a 15-foot behemoth of a plant using only one tool, it's going to take me a lot longer than if I employ all of the tools that are available to me. I've got some larger clippers, and these are nice for picking up those bigger, tougher, rough branches that, yeah, they've been growing a lot longer. They've been festering there, and they're tougher, and they're not as easily clipped. So again, what does that have to do with addiction and recovery and the Sinclair method? Well, a lot of people come into the Sinclair method believing that if they just take the medication an hour before they drink and they don't do anything else, that they're going to magically and quickly reach recovery and become a quote-unquote normal drinker. But not every branch or every habit or every trigger is easily taken care of, nor will naltrexone work on anything other than the actual physical component of addiction and the reward system. So sometimes you're going to be able to get rid of a lot of little triggers quickly. Other times, you've got to work on it a little more. You need a different tool. You need to come at it from a different angle. And that's where it's important to be mindful, or maybe you're a person that needs to go to meetings, whether those are smart recovery, whether they are moderation management, a life ring, whatever meetings work for you. Some of you are great with just using online digital support, or with just the support of your family and friends. Some of you might not need any of that, and that's okay too. The important thing is knowing what you need, and then making sure that you go after it. Now, also similar to the Sinclair method and to recovery, as many of you know, our office is here in Florida, which is where I live, and in the summertime, we get a lot of rain. So we have growth cycles. In the wintertime, it's really easy to come out and take care of a whole lot of yard work and have it, it'll last a while. In the summer, it's really easy to be complacent. I know that I can stay up on top of my yard work if I go out and do a little bit every weekend. However, if I miss even one weekend, then my yard starts to show it. Things start creeping back up. I might not notice it right away, but usually by the time I do, I'm feeling a little bit maybe ashamed of missing a weekend of work out in the yard, and it's the same way with taking your naltrexone for the Sinclair method. You know how you're supposed to take it. You know you're supposed to take it an hour before you drink. You know you're supposed to do it every time. Now, a lot of people always say, oh, I forgot last night. Crap, does this put me back to square one? Well, just like my yard, it's not going to put me back to square one. It's neither are you. However, it's not, it is reversing a little bit of process because you're letting the addiction and the reward system go back to its old ways. So you can't become complacent. You can't decide that, okay, you've got everything under control and it's the way you want it, and then stop taking your medicine. If you start drinking without taking your naltrexone, it's the same as if I let my yard go and I don't come out here and work on it. It's going to return to the same thing that it was before, or worse. So I hope this little, hope this little parable, metaphor, simile, whatever it is, off the top of my head. Like I said, I don't do videos very often, so whatever it is, I hope it's helpful for you, and I hope that you were able to gain a little something from it. Anyway, thanks. Bye.